everybody, I'm Savage Speeder, and this week in the booth for the championship race, I have our awesome owner, Adam. Hello.
Hello, mate. Great to be here.
Yeah, so it's championship race between Dawson and GhostxReaper. It's 2 points separating them. Who do you look for to come out on top?
It's really hard to say, particularly who's going to come out on top. They're both very good drivers, both very capable of getting the better of each other. I think it's just going to come down to whoever has the coolest head today will probably win out.
Yeah, so with that being said, I believe we have a couple interviews that I have lined up for us. So we will go down to the pits and get those interviews going. First up, I believe, is Dawson. Alright, I'm here with Dawson, our championship leader.
Can you give me a quick game invite there,
Race
please, mate?
at Sunset Peninsula. How are you doing heading into the race?
Yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to it tonight. Obviously, such a close points battle all season long with me and Ghost. Was able to extend the lead a little bit throughout the season, and he's been able to close it in towards the end of the season here. And it's just going to be a great battle tonight. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, with Sunset Speedway being a drafting style track, kind of like similar to Daytona or Talladega, do you have any friends that you plan to work with?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do my best to try and stay out front and work with whoever's up there with me.
Awesome. Do you have like a tire strategy that you think is gonna help you get the championship?
I do, yeah, and unfortunately, I won't be able to disclose that information with you here, but I do have a strategy in mind.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Uh, hopefully, we'll see you at the end of the race doing an interview again. Good luck again, and we'll see you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Alright, I'm here with GhostxReaper, one of your two championship contenders for this weekend's championship race at Sunset Speedway in the PPRL NASCAR Championship. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. You are 2 points behind Dawson heading into the final race, and you do have the comeback tiebreaker. So if it were to come down to wins, you would have that, and you would be the champion. Are you nervous at all? Only being 2 points behind.
No, not whatsoever. I mean, if he wins, he wins. You know, nothing you can really do about it. It's just it's gonna be a fight all race. I'm gonna fight him as long as I can. Every lap I'm around him, I'm gonna block him if I can. I'm just gonna try and wear him out. You know, try and get him mentally fatigued, and hopefully that'll catch him off guard because I've been pretty passive for most of the season. So I'm thinking be really aggressive off the start, and maybe it'll throw him off off his game.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an interesting strategy. Trying to do the opposite of what you've been doing, catch him off guard. Is there anybody that you know you can work with? It is a drafting pack style race like Daytona or Talladega. Is there anybody you're looking to work with?
Yeah, I got 3 or 4 cars. You know, I got Taze, Back in Black. I got Frosted, Royally Stoned, a few other cars here and there. Duke, Tyler, or Taylor, whatever his name is, Mr. Weiler. Yeah, I got a few cars that'll help me.
Yeah, it's always nice to have friends, especially at this style of racing. Do you think you have more friends in this race than Dawson? And if so, are they good enough to help you win?
That's a good question because I really don't know how many cars Dawson has that would help him. I know he has at least one or two, at the very least. One being JDM, and the other one it might be Nebo. I don't know. He's gonna be on his team next year, so I would assume that he's gonna help him. But I definitely think I have more cars to help me than he does. Now that I'm thinking about it, um, I don't know if all of them are better, but I know there are a couple I can count on pretty reliably. So they're gonna be the ones I'm mainly hanging on to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always good to just, make sure you stay out of wrecks early in the race. Just beat it at the end. I wish you the best of luck today in the race. Hopefully you get unbiased as I can be. Hopefully you have a good shot to win the championship. And maybe we'll see you after the race. We'll be talking about the championship.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Alright, we are back. The drivers have formed up, or they are forming up as we speak. We are ready to go for 160 laps of Sunset Peninsula.
Yeah, definitely the nerves are going to be taking into account right now, especially for Dawson and Ghost. Most important thing right now is for them to just get a good start, not do anything too audacious, and just focus on the next. Well, the first 5 laps is really important, just to make sure that they don't sort of lose any positions either, so they don't get mentally fatigued too early. But it's going to be a really interesting start, and I think we're going to see quite a lot of movement near the front. So let's just wait for that. I know it's the last race of the season, but that means it's the last chance for these guys to get a win for this season. So expect some shoulders to be thrown.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I expect, I expect those two to be up front. Some other people I expect to be up front include Black, after getting his first win of the season, or of his career back at Eagle Rock. He'll be aggressive, he'll be towards the front. JM Culture is going to be up front, and I also think the Duke is going to be somebody to look out for. Those, in my opinion, are some of the best plate racers we have.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Another one who's actually signing to ABR for next season, the young man Link the Racer, is actually taken up what's like first place in qualifying, and he's certainly doing a fair bit of impressing at the moment towards me. So that's a great result for him. Obviously, looking further down the order there, it's looking like, where did Dawson qualify? He's dropped right down into it looks like P11 or 10. Anyway, we're about to get rolling and about to get underway.
Looks like Link the Racer's on pole in his number 20 DeWalt Camry. GhostxReaper is right behind him in third. Taze, I skipped, is in second on the outside. Nebo, P4, P5 is with Duke, Taylor Weiler in P6, Dubs in P7, Waterfire P8, Frosted Frosted P9, Royally Stoned P10, Jen 3LS P11, Black P12, Hockey 13th, JM Culture 14th, Dawson 15th, Boss Racer 16th, and West the Best 17th. As we get ready to go green here at Sunset Speedway.
So that's a pretty good start there by Link. He definitely nailed the start. And now it's just going to be about trying to stay out of trouble for him for the next 5 or so laps. Just try and get into a groove. Everyone's got to work out who they're going to be working with today. Taze is definitely well up there. It looks like everyone's pretty well spanning out, behaving themselves up to this point. We'll move back into the pack down towards PRG Black, who's now up to 13th position after, I believe, starting more further towards the back. And just on his inside there is Boss Racer Pro, who's just recently rejoined. And that looks like Jody there's running the number 9 Red Bull livery too. That actually looks pretty incredible. That's one of the best Red Bull liveries I've seen on any car.
Yeah, it's definitely, since I've been streaming, one of the best Red Bull cars I've seen. I can't think of another one that comes to mind that's been better, honestly.
Now I'm not sure who that is. Number 79 just got into the side of Jody. Who is that in P12? That's the Duke, I think.
No, it's Water. It's Waterfire.
Waterfire? Yeah, okay, so just a little bit of a tap there on exit from Water. Jody just trying to work his way back up there.
It's interesting to see him race because he, as you might know, is one of the more aggressive drivers, but also one of the more smart drivers in terms of how he gets through the field and when he gets through the field.
Oh, geez, Jody just about going off the track there to gain that position. I don't know what Taylor's going to have to say about that. Definitely just jump underneath the yellow line. I'm not sure if he may have to redress that position. I'm not entirely sure. That's going to be down to stewards. But at the moment, he's maintaining position. He's up to 11th.
Yeah, if that were me, I would be pretty upset. Out of bounds is the double yellow line on the inside of the track. In the corners and all of that stretch. The white line down the front stretch. Cannot advance your position below that line.
Okay, now on board with Dawson, our potential champion for this season, along with Ghost, who is currently leading the race. He has Kunebo right in front of him, who I believe is actually signed to XIV Racing for next season. So these two are going to be teammates as of next season, I believe. It looks like he's holding a pretty steady line there. Jody giving Dawson the respect that he deserves. I think they're sort of just working together, these three. Kunebo, Dawson and Jody. Don't be surprised if they go together. Oh, there we go. Jody just pushing it down the inside. Oh, Jody going hellbent early on. And I think that was Hockey that he pushed underneath. Is that Hockey in the Caterpillar?
Yes,
number 31, is it?
It's
Yeah.
the 31, Jeff Burton throwback scheme.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he definitely made a big move there, Jody. He's out here to play today, that's for sure. Just got to be careful he doesn't get his elbows out too much. Surprising to see as well. Frosty is well up there as well. Number 15. He's definitely making some moves. As Jody gets pushed back through the pack, he just could not seem to get a decent exit and get that draft onto the main straight.
Yeah, I found that you kind of want to enter the turn 3 and turn 4 a little bit in the middle of the track and then cut down a little exiting to get a nice run off the corner down the front stretch. And I wonder why he's going low again. If he's giving back those spots, he is. So he gave back the spots that he took earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we're looking now at Boss Racer Pro, who's just recently rejoined and seems to be doing quite a good job here. Doesn't seem to be getting involved in anything too audacious. And look, a long way to go, but he's currently running top 5, so good job to him, and we'll be definitely keeping a really close eye on him for the remainder of the race.
That looks to be looks like a Martin Truex Jr. throwback scheme. Only difference being the number is 45. Truex Jr. I believe drove the 56 with that Napa scheme.
Yeah, definitely homage there to Truex Jr. just with his own number. So, yeah, really getting out there and yeah, making his car look proper hyper decent for the stream, so I appreciate that. On board with a new gentleman that I've not really met that much is Dubs1775 in the Why So Serious number 5 Chevrolet, and he's making some moves. He's now up inside the top 5, and why so serious? Because why not be serious? Let's get into it. Let's get a win today, Dubs. Let's get it on. I'll just get into some conversation here actually about good old Taysbot. He's been incredible since joining PPRL. Back about 5 to 6 races ago, been doing nothing but smashing top 5s. His first 3 races, I believe he won in a row. So the trifecta.
Yeah, he won 3 in a row, and I believe his 4th race he came 2nd. Overlock, I think, 2nd or 3rd at Overlock. So yeah, definitely showing the consistency in the pace that was needed to win a championship. Just joined a little bit too late in the season to really have a shot at it.
Yeah, but definitely he's going to be on board next season with GhostxReaper, who is currently leading the race for next season. So that's going to be a very, very strong pairing between those two. And I'm not sure entirely who else they have going with them, but that could potentially be the strongest team for next season. So definitely keep an eye out on the team championship starting next season. It's not going to be a one-way battle next season for sure for ABR. We are going to have to really fight for it between, I believe, XIV and yeah, it'll be Ghost's new team, which I'm not sure what the name of his team is, but yeah, looking forward to the competition. That's for sure that they're going to be throwing up.
Laps into this race now. Cautions are back on, so we do need 2 cars, plus one of them needs to have damage in order to cause a caution. But the field is spreading out now just a little bit, so the chances of that are less likely. Dawson looks low. It has nothing for Taze. GhostxReaper on the outside. Taze and GhostxReaper working together, controlling the 2 lines right now pretty nicely.
Yeah, for sure. The packs are starting to separate out a little bit, and that's just because of tiny little mistakes that they may or may not be making. To be honest with you, are making. The idea is you need to maintain draft to the car in front of you at all times, especially on a super speedway such as this, and that's the reason why they're getting, I suppose, spread out. It might just be one mistake that the league pack car does where it doesn't try to pick up the car in front of its draft. If you stay within at least 30 meters of the car in front of you, you should maintain the draft. So it's really, really important if you're the following pack to make sure that you are directly behind the back of the car in front of you. It looks like Link is actually pushing up the track, and he's going to file back in to try and bring the rest of the pack in behind. It looks like Dawson into the fray.
This could also be a fuel saving strategy, trying to let everybody in front of him, so he can use that draft and then get off the gas when he closes back up.
Okay, we just had a quick lead change there. Dubs did take the lead there for just a moment. Going back to Ghost now, but Dubs is looking like he's definitely here to try and shake it up today to see if he can get himself in there to get that victory. I'll tell you what, it would be pretty awesome with the way that car looks to be in victory lane.
Dubs is one of the racier drivers, just hasn't quite been able to put a full race together to get a win, but has shown a lot of promise. It looks like these top 5 cars are slowing down just a little bit, letting 6th, 7th, and 8th possibly close back in.
I didn't actually pick it up, but Jody has dropped all the way back down to 16th place. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. I'd say, based upon the fact that Duke is right there with him in terms of speed, position. Maybe Duke and PRG got into a bit of an argument because they are well off the back of the pack now.
I'm sorry. He has 0.9% transmission damage. So I'm not sure what that would do with speed, but it could be affecting him more significantly than we may think.
Sorry, who is it that has the transmission damage?
PRG Black.
So he's got transmission damage at the moment. Yeah, that would definitely be affecting his top speed. So if anything, he should probably pit to get that repaired, but maybe does not want to go out of sequence.
Yeah, I believe I did a few laps throughout the week, nothing in the draft, but I noticed you can go anywhere between 30 to about 35, 36 laps on fuel, so this might be a little bit outside the window for most of his guys to make it to the end.
Going on board now with Taylor, who is right there in a pack with Nebo, and it looks like Gen 3 LS. I'll tell you what, he's the guy that shows up most weeks, just gets the job done. And yeah, definitely brings his Canadian personality into the fray and isn't scared to speak his mind and and also get the job done, because this kid can race. If he can get himself to the front, yeah, you definitely need to watch out, because he is definitely a race winning kind of driver, and I expect to see more from him in the future.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot from him, or a lot of him this season, at least since I've been in the booth. But when he has shown up, he has made it clear that he can win a race.
Going to move on to a newcomer to the league. Not really spoken too much to him, Mr. Gen 3 LS 79. Tell you what, that paint looks pretty mean. It looks pretty mean, and I may have to have a chat with him about getting one of those. That does look pretty cool, and he's running top 10, so not too bad, but still a long way to go.
Looks like you're starting to see about 4 packs form here. About 3 to 5 cars each pack, with GhostxReaper 2 laps down. He might have had damage and pitted. So he'll be looking for a couple cautions to get back in this.
Yeah, he's actually a long way down at the moment, being 2 laps down. Number 45 Napa Camry. Obviously must have either hit the wall himself or got given a hand to get there in the first 10 laps. But either way, 2 laps down is no easy task to get back from, even this early in the race. That's a long way to get back.
It doesn't look like he has any drafting help either, so he is only going to be bleeding about half a second to a second per lap if there isn't a quick caution. Back to the lead now is Taze has taken over command of this lead pack. Ghost second, and look at that, Dawson in third. Now, Ghost either needs to finish 2 positions ahead of Dawson, or needs to finish 1 position ahead and get the fastest lap bonus point in order to take the championship. He could also outright win the race, and regardless of if Dawson gets the fastest lap bonus point, Ghost will win.
Yeah, I think what Ghost needs to focus on this race is obviously outscoring Dawson. He needs to finish in front of Dawson, but preferably he needs first place. He really does. And I think he's got Taze out there helping him for sure. So Dawson at the moment is kind of, well, he's sort of been hung out to dry, because his teammate JDMX Culture is, well, he's back in the pack a bit, and he definitely needs his help up here at the front. I know there's a long way to go, but if we don't get any cautions, that could be a gap that could be almost unsurmountable.
I believe GhostxReaper told me in that interview that he didn't know how many friends that Dawson had, but he believed that his friends were a little bit faster, and he had confidence that his guys could help him take home the championship. Taze being one of those guys.
I'm just going to take a quick break from the booth. Got to go make my bed, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Alright. Looks like everybody is slowing down. There could be a caution. I believe there is a caution. I'm not sure what for, but Frosted is in the pits, presumably with damage. Yes, he has damage all the way around his car. So, Frosted getting mixed up in something, having damage. Hopefully, we will not lose a lap here, and we'll be able to regenerate. Alrighty. Looks like Adam is back. While you were away, you missed a crash. I didn't catch who it was, but Frosted was involved. Had damage and had to pit for repairs. Did not lose a lot. Boss Racer gets all of his back.
Yeah, sorry about that. Give me a moment. For some reason I got volume here twice. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, definitely looks like there was definitely a caution, and because we're under caution, obviously. We've got XR Frosted, looks like he was the one involved. Is there any information on whether he had a hand into there or if he crashed himself?
I missed it. I was focused on the leaders. I just saw everybody slowing down and Frosted enter the pits. And that's kind of all I saw. But looking in the Discord, it looked like Waterfire may have had a hand in the happenings of that crash.
Yeah, right. Well, they're I mean they're back. Looks like they might be going back underway this lap though. But it does look like XR hasn't gone down a lap, which is good. Boss Racer's got a lap back as well. It looks like we are going green again this lap. Jeez, that was a very, very quick turnaround. Here we go. We are underway again. And Tay's being directly behind Ghost there. Definitely gives Dawson a bit of a disadvantage there on the outside lane. But now Dawson's switched back under. to push Taze on entry. That was a good move. That's left, yeah, that's definitely left Ghost out there high and dry. He needs to definitely find some, draft here and work his way back up, because he's definitely not going to get any help from Dawson today.
These two have been rivals all season long. Pretty aggressive driving between the two, but I expect them to race each other with a fairly good amount of respect today. Both of them know the other deserves, or should deserve the championship, and they both equally want it, so should see some good racing between those two.
I expect in the last 10 laps you're going to see some shoulders come out. This is all just the pre-race to the crescendo at the end. It's going to be really exciting in the last 10 laps, I can tell you that right now. And I can guarantee you those two will be up there.
Yes, this is starting to shape up a little bit like the real-life NASCAR championship. Winner take all almost type of racing, where the first 99% of the race didn't matter until the end.
Well, the first 99% of the race is very important, because that's the part of the race that puts you into a position so you can finish well. So every lap counts. It's just the last lap is the one that counts for points.
Exactly. Right now, nobody's too worried about, gaining many positions at all. We're just kind of feeling each other out. Maybe a little bit of a dress rehearsal for the end of this race, seeing what moves work, what moves don't, what they can pull off maybe without pissing people off. Yeah. But let's go on board with Boss Racer. Kind of at the back of his pack, see what he's up to. Oops.
You can definitely tell that Taze is being the pick between Ghost and Dawson. That is the whole point of Taze out there this evening. Playing as that pick, because you can see that even though Ghost had a pretty rough restart, went back down to 5th, is all of a sudden managed to get right back up to 1st. So yeah, Taze is definitely giving him a hand. Plus there might be some others in there too that are sort of helping him up there. And it also looks like Nebo is going to be, I suppose, supporting Dawson from the outside in. So we'll be definitely watching that.
Nebo with a huge run on the outside. But interestingly enough, Dawson does not go with him. Instead, he stays in line on the bottom.
Well, that works out very well for Dawson. Dawson would want Nebo controlling this race, because it puts Dawson into a position where he can attack at any given time, and also have the faith that the first place car is going to let him by.
Same goes for GhostxReaper and Taze though. If Taze or Nebo are in the lead in the last lap, you have to assume they will maybe not pull over, but maybe not go full strength into the last corner, maybe letting their teammate by. Dawson falling back a little bit, maybe a strategic move to keep his car clean and just not getting involved in anything that could put him a serious amount of laps down. Remember, Dawson does not need to finish ahead of GhostxReaper. He just needs to finish within Well, he needs to finish right behind GhostxReaper if GhostxReaper does not win this race.
Yeah, smart move there by Dawson. He's seen that Jody was committing to the bottom lane, and he's moved up the track and has gained the draft. And it looks like Link is bringing him in as well. Now Link has dropped down. Well, he has to mid-corner. Let's see what happens once we exit this corner and see if Link does actually come up the track to bring Dawson in. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Dawson's been hung out there on the outside, but he does have the side draft. Let's see how he gets off this last corner. He may very well get the draft on the outside if he can get the push from, it looks to be, who is that, Dubs in the number 5. Holds it perfectly on the outside there, Dawson. He's gone to the lead. And he just cut, yeah, he cut way down.
But something I've noticed from Dawson throughout the season is he really likes to go way down low and protect against anybody trying to go to the inside of him. He also breaks the draft of anybody behind him. It's kind of a catch-22 because you don't give anybody any draft, but you also don't get any in return. So it's an interesting strategy. GhostxReaper back to the point, length the race with your 2. Dawson, oh, big crash. Big crash. Dubs.
Yeah, huge wreck in the back.
Dubs, Nebo.
Dubs, Nebo, Gen 3 as well. JDMX is involved too. That's not going to be good for Dawson.
We probably, let's see, JDM Culture has damage. Dubs, I imagine, has damage as he was flipping. He does. Let's look at Nebo. Nebo also with damage. It looks like all of Dawson's friends were involved in that one.
Yes, it looks as though at the moment he's going to be fighting for himself.
And don't look now, but here comes PRG Black in P6. I believe he signed on to ABR as well for next season, right?
Yes, he has. He signed a 1-season deal with us, and look, we've got big expectations for him. I want him to be running top 3 in the championship. I'm pretty sure he can do that now that he's got the experience under his belt, and that win as well, giving him heaps of confidence. So look forward to having him in the stable for next season.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't cheering for him secretly during that race. Just a little bit, because he's worked really hard for the last, 10 years and change?
Yes, he has. Yeah, nobody's earned a victory more than what Jody has. And the fact that he finally got it makes me believe that at some point Jody's going to start winning more and more often. That might very well be the case after that initial win there at Eagle Rock.
All it takes is one, and then it seems like they fall in bunches.
They do, because you gain confidence. It's really, the difference is, it's not experience or anything. He's got heaps of that. It's just confidence. And that's something that he was lacking for a long time. Now that he has it, you may very well see him win more races. Jody's still up there on that high line. He's got the 15 Toyota in there behind him, just giving him a push.
I believe that's
Seems to be working pretty well for him.
It's faster than the number 15 car, I believe.
Yep.
Yes.
I think we've got a caution.
It looks... Yep, we got a caution again, which is going to allow everybody that was back down back onto the lead lap. So guess what? Dawson's friends are back in the fight. well, for lack of better words, I guess, Dawson's friends.
Yeah, I mean, look, JDMX Culture being a lap down and so is Nebo, but they will get their laps back. And given a good restart, they could find themselves up near the pointy end, especially Culture. And, well, Nebo too. They're both very good oval track racers. They just had a bit of a bad start. But Dawson definitely needs them up there to give him a hand this race, because right now it's just him versus the world.
And talking to both of these championship rivals pre-race, they both seemed very confident. Neither of them really too worried about the other one. I kind of wonder if they're underestimating each other just a little bit. Everybody coming down to get some pits.
Well, in this position, when you're about to race for a potential title, you have to be confident. Confidence is the most important factor of all of this. If you don't have confidence, you don't have anything else. So those guys, I mean, they may seem like they're cocky, but they are the best at what they do. So they have to have confidence, and often, cockiness looks like confidence in disguise. But these two will be fighting it out all race long, and I'll tell you, whoever wins it deserves it, and then we'll move on.
Something we haven't really touched on is the heartbreak for Dawson last season, just missing out on the championship by a couple of points, I believe, to Fluff. So he wants this one bad.
Well, it was a pretty decent points gap, to be honest, in the end, and I feel like Fluff definitely deserved it. It's this has been a much more competitive season with regards to the first and second place car. But saying that, I mean, at the end of the day, there's still a winner. It's just, this is, I think, way more exciting going into the last race, not knowing who's going to win.
Yeah, exactly. If you contrast this points format to real life, real life they're going for that game 7 type moment, winner take all, forget about points, but this proves that you don't need the playoffs or a winner take all style championship to have a close battle at the end. I mean, this basically is a winner take all, and it was done throughout a full season points format.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we're getting ready to go green again, and Dawson there on the outside, GhostxReaper leading it on the inside. Don't be surprised if Dawson tries a little bit of a cheeky move here on the inside. If he can get a drag along Duke, if he can get to the inside of Duke, I imagine he will take it.
Looks like he does double jump on Duke just a little bit.
Yep, and there we go, and he does drop down. Yep, so yeah, he did drop down. But it looks like Duke's actually got another run back down underneath. So Duke, definitely took that corner a little bit wider, but that's definitely helped with his exit, as you can see.
I've got we're good, we're back.
Yeah, we're back again.
Has DNF'd. And mechanical failure for Boss Racer are only 25% into this race.
Oh, full respect, at least he's shown up and given it a try today, but unfortunately it just hasn't worked out.
GhostxReaper giving a little bit of a nudge to Taze, moving him up and out of the way. Maybe unintentional, getting a push from the Duke, kind of pushed him into Taze.
I'd say what's happened there is just as simple as they're racing hard, they're racing side by side. Small mistakes definitely happen, and it's not like it's caused any kind of issue. Dawson, though, is getting pretty close to what looks like Link, and also Duke on the inside. He has to be careful. He needs to try and just stay clear of any issues. That's the most important thing. He needs to be there with 10 to go. What happens now doesn't matter. As long as he can stay inside that top 5 and out of the carnage, that's what matters.
I'm going to be doing a pretty good job this time around, staying in one large group, not really seeing that separation like we saw earlier. Maybe just some guys taking it easy early on, and now we kind of want to see what they have for later in this race.
Look out, we've got that's the number 5 of Royally Stoned coming up the outside. He hasn't been there all race long, and all of a sudden has shown up in the ABR number 77.
Stoned, and well, momentarily it was Black trying to get the outside to work, but Black pulls the elevator move, goes way down low, makes up a couple of positions. Looks to the inside of the race now.
Definitely see that Taze and Ghost are controlling this race, and if Dawson doesn't get somebody up there to help him try to control it, then, well, this may not end too well for him.
Wildfire just got put in the wall hard. Looks like he has damage. Looked like he was forced up there. I'm not sure by who. I think it might have been Dubs, as he is also starting to fall off the back of the pack just a little bit. So I think Dubs and Wildfire may have gotten into it. Dawson kind of having a hard time pushing through these cars to get up to GhostxReaper. Not sure if he just doesn't quite have enough help to push through, or if he's just biding his time right now.
Yeah, I think that's actually the position that he's in. He doesn't have his teammates around him. JDMX Culture has just now caught the back of him, but Nebo is way back there. So the only real direct support that he has is via JDMX Culture, who needs to get up in there and start pushing him. But he keeps moving up the track on the position 7, the Duke. I'm not sure if Culture's given Dawson the support that he needs at this point in the race.
You definitely don't want to be bump drafting down the straights or in the corners with flows of physics that does slow you down just a little bit, only like maybe 1 mile per hour maybe, but it is enough to not hit the gate. PLG Black though says, I'm coming through, boys. I want another win.
Yeah, Jody back at the front, and what he needs to do is just calm down. He just needs to just find the back of somebody and just, I guess, work with them. And it looks like Ghost has been shuffled right back down to 8th. Maybe he got into contact there with Jody. I think it's possible what's happened here is he's actually got into contact, because we all know Jody, he's all or nothing.
Oh, trust me, I'm well aware of his driving.
Very interesting that strategy there by Dawson on the straight. He actually pulled out of, it looked like JDMX Culture's, yeah, he pulled out of JDMX Culture's draft to pick up his championship contender, GhostxReaper. That's very unusual. I would have never done that in that same position. I would have happily left him out there to dry. But anyway, that's... Well, I definitely wouldn't be giving him any helping hand this race, that's for sure, if I was Dawson. And it looks like Jody's been shuffled back out to the outside as well. That aggression, I tell you what, it either puts him here or a 0 for Jody.
And look at that, GhostxReaper back to the point. Just like that in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, incredible how he just did that. That's because Taze moved up to the outside. So Ghost was able to really get a fantastic run off that last corner. And that's basically just shot him straight up into first place again. It's amazing how quickly these cars can move around if you got teammates helping you.
I wonder if they aren't trying to cycle around. Maybe doing a little bit of fuel saving. As you are wide open if you're leading the pack. Further back you are, you can get off the throttle just a little bit. So it might be a game of chicken right now. Trying to see who can save
Dawson, yeah, look, Dawson has to be careful here. I mean, it's good in a way that he's still with that top 7, top 8 pack. But if you find yourself near the back of that pack and just one little mistake happens, you can find yourself outside the draft of the front pack, and then you're playing catch up all race long, especially if there's no more cautions. And it looks like that second pack is actually caught now. So all the way down to P11, we are one solid pack. And guess who dropped back there to pick them up?
Mr. PLG Black himself.
Yes, he has.
He's gonna be getting a huge run. Going to the inside.
Oh yeah, massive run.
And Dawson.
He is.
He might be going for fastest lap at this point.
Oh, most definitely is. I know Jody, he wants the best of everything. And I'll tell you what, if he finds himself in the right position there at the end, you'll definitely be going for the win, I can tell you that much. He happily puts his elbows out. That's Jody for you, Mr. Elbows. Dawson here just playing the waiting game. I feel like being all the way down there in 9th isn't going to help him if something bad happens in front, or happens to him in general. He could find himself outside of that top 10. He needs to be holding that top 4 position in my eyes. That's what I'd be trying to do, just try and remain that top 4, top 5. So if anybody does flip over anybody or just trip over anyone, there's a better chance that you'll remain in that front pack. If you're sitting at the back of the pack, there's a good chance that your day could go from great to bad.
We do have cautions turned back on again after like 10 lap stint where there were none,
Yeah.
so it's not a terrible idea to sit back, but if there are no cautions and you lose that draft, your day is pretty much done.
Looks like Jody's dropped right back down into P11. He's 1.5 seconds off the next car. Can you just check to see? Yeah, he has. He's dropped way back there. He's completely out of draft. And, well, that's Jody. I mean,
He's got no damage.
Yeah, he's just playing, well, he's just playing the aggressive game. He might have gone in a bit too deep or didn't give enough space. Maybe got a little bit sideways, and now he's, well, yeah, he's struggling.
Could also be a little bit of confidence trying to pull these cars behind him back into a draft, thinking if they can pick him up, he can lead them to the front. Gen 3 LS now in the pits. Does he have damage? He has 1% engine damage.
Yeah, it may very well be an incident between Jen and also Jody. So, anyway, we'll find out soon after the race. I'm confused as to Dawson's strategy here. I'm you know, he definitely has a pace to be just consistently running top 5, but he's running off the back of this pack, and I'm not so sure if I understand the tactic. But look, if it, at the end of the day he comes first, I'll be proven wrong. But he definitely needs to be up there, reminding Ghost that he's there for sure. Put the pressure on, keep that pressure on. Otherwise, you know, you could, well, like I've said, if there's a wreck, you'll be out the back of it.
He is lifting off the gas, I believe, a little bit more than other people. So it could be a fuel-saving strategy that he's employed, but if I were him, I would take these early stages to try to go to the back, try to get to the front if possible, just to have that, like you said, confidence, knowing that, okay, I've done it once, I can do it again, you know what I mean? Going way to the outside now. He doesn't want any part of this.
Oh, he's just going for those really good exits.
just lose too much time. The draft can really only get you back to where you would be that much better. So it doesn't really help for overall lap time.
And now here we go. He's starting to link up with JDM, but now he's dropped down. He's left his teammate up there. I think it's really important for him to be pushing alongside JDM, but he's back up there again. He's now P3. Looks like he's got Frosted and Link in front. And Link will not give him a millimeter because that's just how he races. That was very strange. He just all of a sudden cut down the track. Anyhow, not sure entirely who it was that was pushing him down there. Maybe it was Taylor. Let's go on board with Ghost now for a little while. We've been on board with Dawson for some time. So Ghost is just sort of maintaining that top 5, and I'm finding he doesn't drop quite as far down as what Dawson does.
Yeah, I believe he's just trying to maintain the draft. Whereas Dawson, I think he's just trying to stay to the inside and take the short way around this. I'm perplexed by why he's going so low on corner exit, especially on the turn 4.
Yeah, well, he won't be able to do that this lap. He'll have to stay outside, and he's coming right over on Boss. That's a smart idea, not Boss. Ghost. That's a smart idea, but he couldn't quite get down far enough. The idea is to try and scrub him on the entry, so he has too much of an acute entry speed, which means he'll wash it on exit. It didn't quite work that time, but I understand what Dawson's doing there.
Dawson's starting to lose the pack just a little bit, still in the draft, but just falling back a little bit. Just a reminder to everybody who is watching, this is PPRL NASCAR. You can find us on Discord. If you need a link, there will be one in the description down below. We also have GT racing if you're interested in that.
Yeah, definitely come along because we're always looking for new drivers. As long as you're mature enough and yeah, show respect out on track, you'll definitely be welcome within the community. So thank you very much, Speeder, for obviously putting that down there, because without people like you putting it out there and making it obvious that we are a good place to be, and there won't be people here, would there?
No, exactly. I mean, I've had a lot of fun, and I've only been here, we're coming up on a year, and probably some of the most fun I've had league races with you guys, so. Damn, it's been a year.
Yeah, it definitely has been a year, and tell you what, we've gone through quite a lot of interesting phases in the past year, but we're still here, we're still performing, we're still streaming, and yeah, it's and soon, come around about Christmas New Year period, I'm going to be announcing a all-star race. Winner gets $1,000 Australian dollars.
Which is some dollars in the United States.
Yeah.
It's,
So, it's a pretty decent amount for showing up to do a race and potentially winning.
Exactly. Well, it is $650 US.
That's $650 more than zero.
Yes, it is. Maybe I can get in on the action.
I think you'll definitely be in there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, look out. Ghost just hit the wall on exit. Can you just check to see if he's got any damage?
Yep, hold on. No damage, but his tires are screaming.
Imagine everybody's dealing with that at the moment, especially the top 10.
Interesting. I personally like the soft tire strategy because it can last an entire field longer. Throughout the season, I've noticed a lot of guys take mediums or even hard tires and then change tires less times. Even when they have to pit, it shortens their pit stops considerably.
I don't know why Dawson keeps on running to the inside there and losing draft intentionally.
If he wins a championship, you can ask him in his interview.
He just completely pulled to the inside there and out of the draft, and then back towards the back of that pack. Yeah, it's I'm very confused as to what's going on here. Maybe he's just keeping an eye on to see when people are going to pit, rather than having to make the call himself. But yeah, it's a strange one, I must admit, and I'm sure we'll have a chat about it afterwards.
Dawson, you got a championship to go for. Come on, let's go. I'm just letting GhostxReaper run away with it.
Well, we're a very long way away from the end yet. As long as he stays with that pack, then he should be fine.
Yeah. It's gonna be a close...
We do have some lap traffic coming up.
Who do we have? We have Dubs is first up, and then Gen 3 LS about 2 seconds up the road from that, but he was pulling. So
Yeah.
Hugo and Gen 3 LS are both pulling.
There we go, Dawson with the move down the inside. I think, don't be surprised if Dawson does commit to the pits this lap.
Dawson
Seems like he's definitely getting his... Yeah, I think so. He hasn't been this aggressive up to this point. I think he's finally decided it's time to go. I believe it's probably close to him, you know, obviously having to make a pit stop, and doesn't want to be filed in at the back on exit.
Still is kind of towards the back though. Kind of in that middle to back area. Right there with his championship rival, GhostxReaper. And here comes GhostxReaper. JD
Yeah, yep.
across the Duke and Tails.
Dawson's still out. Dawson has stayed out.
He does have 15% fuel left. And his tires are a lot better than those of GhostxReaper, so he may be on a
How much fuel did... Oh, I don't know. Can't you check to see what tyre he's on?
No, you can't.
Oh, okay.
You
Right.
can kind of only assume based on percentages, but it's kind of dumb. They need to add that. Well, they won't now, but they should have added
Yeah,
it.
Dawson's still staying out. Dawson is still out on track. He has not made a pit stop yet. This is getting very interesting.
He was by himself with one lap car and Taylor Riley. So they're going to be losing time in relation to the larger pack behind.
Well, actually, it depends. If they've got 3 cars, they've got the 11th place Dubs up there as well. If they can make a few solid laps here, I think Dawson's idea is to extend and hopefully come out in front of that pack. But he's going to need... No, he has to pit. Yeah, all right, that's what I thought was going on there. I do feel like he should have pitted when they did, but we'll soon find out. Well, having track position on exit definitely helps. But if they're coming up too fast, and if his laps weren't absolutely nailed, the last 2 laps that he did, he's going to find himself maybe behind the pack outside of draft. It depends on how well he hit those laps.
keeping an eye on GhostxReaper, who leads this 4-car pack of Taze, Duke, and JDM Culture, as they are on the front stretch, as the previous group of cars is now coming out of the pits on the bottom. They will beat them out, it looks like. Well, maybe, or do they beat them out? No, we're not going to.
Tell you what, I think that's worked out pretty well for him. He had some cars obviously in draft there that he felt like he could work with, and that's put him back up to basically second place. Taylor yet to pit, but no, it doesn't seem like he's lost out at all. And if anything, that's worked out quite well for him. Long way to go. It's not like there's 5 laps to go or anything, but good strategy call there from Dawson. I did question it for sure, but there he is. He's in top 5, and he hasn't lost draft, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, he pitted with a smaller group of cars, so he didn't have to worry about forming back up in an orderly fashion, or quickly for that matter. He was able to just go. Whereas everybody else, GhostxReaper, Taze, Duke, and Jaden Culture, they may have had to wait up for each other, just momentarily so they could form up, and that might have been what caused them some time. But
so then Taylor's dropped off the back of JDMX Culture now. I'm not sure if he's got draft. If he does have it, he doesn't have too much of it, and he did extend that one extra lap without draft, so that's going to be detrimental to him. He's going to need these guys in front of him to trip over each other a little bit in order to get that gap closed down.
no, he doesn't have draft. Draft, in my experience, is between 5/10 and 7/10, and he is about a second back, so he does not have draft.
No, definitely, and you can see that interval is increasing, so he is definitely outside draft. He pitted 1 lap too late. Should have come in on the same lap Dawson did, and then yeah, things might have been a bit different for him. Who is that? Taze at the front there. So, Taze has got a little bit of a... Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong car. Who is that? Who's that car that's about to be lapped in front of the pack?
It's Gen 3 LS.
Okay. He's definitely got pace to run up there, Gen 3. He's just had some bad luck this race, so don't be surprised if he sort of plays as the pick here for a little while.
Yeah, in order racing, you do not have to let their cars go, like you would on a road race, or like an F1 with 3 flags. So he is perfectly entitled to lead this pack and try to maintain his lap. Hopefully get a caution. Like I was going to say earlier, if we go on road with he doesn't have it on here this week. He had I somebody on the back of his car the last couple of weeks. It's kind of funny.
Awesome pushing there, still top 4. Ghost there, basically just ahead of him with that pit car at Gen, between those two. And we are approaching the halfway point of the last lap, sorry, of the last race of the season. I almost got ahead of myself there.
I think I might watch the Las Vegas Grand Prix after this.
Yo, did they race that on a Saturday?
Yeah, the race just started.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's 10 p.m. for me. And so about 4 minutes ago. Interesting championship fight over there as well.
Yeah, definitely Lando going for his first championship. McLaren somewhat definitely phasing out poor Oscar Piastri. But you never know. Who knows? Anything could happen in that sport.
I just kind of want to see if Max Verstappen can make a comeback.
I think it's a bit too late in the season for that.
Yeah. Then the plans would have to have a couple disastrous races. GhostxReaper in the lead with Taze as his rear gunner right now just in front of Dawson. Now with Duke also separating GhostxReaper from Dawson.
Yeah, so Dawson is holding that nice, comfortable P4. At least he's holding it, or now P5. At least he's holding it into a higher position now, which is good. But yeah, he definitely needs to start getting into Ghost's head for sure.
Couple of lap cars here now in the mix as well. I believe that's a waterfall in the 79. Trying to pick off Dawson. What do you say we go on board with Black for a minute here? See what he's seeing. Looks like Black is on a soft tire in P7, about 6 seconds off the lead.
The top five definitely have to sort of, trip over each other for that other pack to get caught up. That pack of 4 cars from Black down to Taylor.
Yes. And yeah, back to your previous comment about what tire people are running. I have a couple of onboards with me. The 4 onboards I have are GhostxReaper, Taze Black and Black, and Dogs. And they are all running the soft tire at this moment in time. So, I wonder if that means Dawson is running a harder compound, trying to stretch it a little bit.
Who knows, really? It's very hard to say at this point.
Let's go through the field here momentarily and just see who has the quickest lap to this point. The Duke has a 44 flat. Taylor's Matt has a 43.96. Dawson with a 43.64. GhostxReaper with a 44.1. Julian Culture with a 43.7. Black has a 44.0. Taylor has a 43.9. pick your pocket, looks like you got in the wrong. He has a 44.1. Dubs has a 44.1. Russ with a 44.1. Oh, Nemo with a 44.3. Foster has a 44.3. Link the Racer has 43.9. Gen 3 has a 43.8. And Waterfall has a 44.1. So Dawson with the current quickest lap has essentially a 3-point lead over GhostxReaper. But GhostxReaper in the lead does make up those points and then some. So if things were to finish as are, GhostxReaper would win by 2, 3, 4, 5 points, I believe. And that is just how close the championship is.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll add all that up at the end, obviously, when they cross the line, but at the end of the day, if Dawson finishes ahead of Ghost at all, Dawson will be champion. If it's the other way around, we'll have to do the math.
Don't worry, I'm pretty good at math. I gotta tell you, I do not envy either one of our championship contenders. The nerves I would be feeling. I would probably be driving like garbage right now. I'm gonna take a quick break. We will be right back. Anytime.
Oh, good mate. I'll take over while you're off on that break. It's looking like at the moment Ghost is definitely controlling this race, and whether or not Dawson can get up there and battle with him mentally, it seems like Ghost definitely has the fastest car out there, along with Taze and Duke. Extremely, extremely quick. However, saying that, Dawson may very well be doing this intentionally. You don't know, and he doesn't quite have as much help up front as some of the other guys have. But saying that, look, it's going to be an all-out battle all the way to the end, and I can guarantee you Dawson will be there right at the end trying to push through. It definitely does seem like Ghost, Taze, and Duke have the quicker car today.
Alright.
Welcome back. Not too much has happened. Nothing at all.
Are they under caution? I just didn't have any idea for a second.
No, we're just past halfway, and I must say, Ghost definitely looks like he's got the pace here today to get the job done. So, I mean, Dawson's going to have to sort of step it up, unless he's intentionally sandbagging. I think Ghost really has the better chance here of the two.
It's definitely two different approaches. If Dawson is sandbagging, you really see, on one hand, he sits back, is patient, just waiting for his opportunity to strike at the end of his race. But on the other hand, GhostxReaper says, no. I want to be in control of this race all the way through. I have to control my destiny. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah, you know, he most definitely is. And if I had to pick a winner right now, it would be Ghost. But you just never know when it comes to that last 3 laps. Dawson just drops the throttle, and yeah, things can change quite quickly.
Got about 30% of fuel left in the tank. So that's probably 10 to 12 laps, maybe 15 if I had to guess, until we see more pit stops. We should be in
Yeah.
range of making it on 2 more stops total. I'd say you gotta get to lap 100 to really make it on 1 more stop after that. Comfortably, anyways. Sun starts to set here at Sunset Peninsula. Good crash. Who was that?
I don't know.
Looks like Royally Stone? Oh, I think it was Taylor. To see who is somebody. Oh, it was a lap car. It was Gen 3 LS was involved. He was way off.
Yeah, right. So who did they have? Who did he have an accident with?
I couldn't quite see. He doesn't appear to have any damage. He's just off the pace. Maybe Dobbs, because he is also starting to fall back a little bit. No damage for him. Looks like nobody has damage, so we stay green. Hey, look, Dawson is in the lead.
Yeah, I wonder if Dawson has just decided to flip the switch now.
And now he's stuck behind a lap car of Waterfire. Ghost loses him as a pick on the outside. Gonna get an amazing run around the outside. See if he can carry the momentum off the floor down the front stretch.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to. He's got the exit. What he's going to try and do maybe here is throw it down the inside. Oh, Waterfire's blocking. Can't be doing that. Not as a lap car in the championship battle. You can't be doing that.
Waterfire channel is in with Dale Jr. Playing the lines. Dawson still in the lead of this race. GhostxReaper P2, so definitely not comfortable for either of these drivers at this moment.
We've got a car coming down mid-corner here. Who is that?
Looks
16th
like
position. That's
Ghosted.
Link.
Who was that? Link the racer just darted to the pits to see how damaged.
Yeah. Yes, he's 2 laps down too. So going from pole position all the way down to 16th,
Yes.
he's definitely not had the best of runs.
28% engine damage. What about Gen 3
Yeah.
LS?
Now what Dawson and Ghost have to do here is try and just shuffle Waterfire out, because it's not going to help them one way or another. Waterfire is definitely getting involved here a little bit too much. Oh, that's put Taze outside of the wall, nearly. Yeah, Water is just kind of, in my opinion, if I was running for a championship and I had him in front of me getting in the way he is right now, yeah, I'd be a little bit annoyed. He's struggling to hold his line and everything. It's just, you know, I'm glad I'm not putting up with this.
He was so good a couple weeks ago, or last week at Homestead, Miami, him and Boss Racer were kind of running the field on everybody. Just one was on the inside, one on the outside, and they were controlling the lines. And it just looks like he doesn't quite have that speed here this week. Julian Pilcher gets to the inside of GhostxReaper. Dawson's going to be pretty happy to see that. Where did Taze go?
Looks like, yeah, Taser's on the outside. If he can get a push from somebody, he might be able to make an outside run here. That Monster Energy Camry looks like pulling him. No, he's ducked back down.
GhostxReaper now in front. Still trying to contest with Waterfire blocking.
Yeah, Waterfire. Yeah, blocking all the way down to the yellow line. That's I'm sure Dawson is having words right now with Waterfire.
I mean, I know it's not, legal, but I might just dump him at this point. He's just being a pest.
Yeah, definitely look, down P14, he's 2 laps down. Oh, there we go, he nearly got washed up into Dawson there. That was a really, really silly move.
And they're finally dispelling of him. So, looks like the Steelers may have had a word with Waterfire and his team to get out of the way.
That's so. Yeah. That might very well be the case there, the way he just gave up positions there on the straight. But he's still on the outside trying to get some draft and get himself back up there, so I don't know so much. He has every right to stay in the race, but you definitely don't want to be holding up the 2 potential championship winners.
It's a fine line because on one hand, if he overpaid, everybody's paying.
Yeah, there we go. We're there in the box now.
Everybody.
Even Dawson's come in.
So Dawson hadn't
Everybody.
paid. He'll need less fuel.
Yeah, yeah, but he was +1 and he wouldn't have had anybody to go with, so it's better he comes in now to make sure he doesn't lose out on exit.
PG Black and Taylor now. Your 2 race leaders. Probably just trying to catch a caution maybe.
It looks like Waterfire has actually done a short drop on his fuel because he's literally right behind. I think that's Waterfire directly behind.
Waterfire was still out on the track. So.
Oh right, okay, sorry. So whoever's in that black Camry, I don't know who it is.
The Duke.
Oh, it's Duke. Okay, right. The Duke is definitely in there for a potential win today, so keep it up, mate. You're doing a good job.
Looks like he has full fuel, so nothing amiss there. I assume these guys are probably going to lose Waterfire because he had stayed out an extra lap without draft.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely the case.
I believe that's him though coming up maybe. Yes, that is him. So no, unfortunately, he will still maintain his spot within the pack. But a big out of steam for the leaders will go right around him on the outside. If I were him, I would have just pulled to the outside and let everybody go, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, well, he's just trying to stay in the race, but as long as he's not tripping over anybody, it's fine. Up to this stage, it's been okay, but yeah, you definitely don't want to be playing around too much, especially in a championship race. Ghost moves up the inside of Taze, takes Dawson with him. He may want to slide back up the track when he gets the opportunity. Looks like Taze has been pushed well out wide. Looks like Waterfire's still back there, sort of fighting to get himself a lap back. He does need to be within 1 lap if a caution does come out to get back on the lead lap. So you can understand why Water's fighting to stay that minimum 1 lap down. Oof. And almost just runs into Taze and nearly into Dawson at the same time.
Yeah, but race stewards did put out
Ooh.
a message to the drivers earlier this week. If there was any sort of race manipulation going on, there will be hefty penalties assessed.
Yeah. Now we've got a bit of a problem here. There seems to be a bit of a gap between Ghost and Waterfire, and Dawson does not want to be in that last 3 pack. Taze has just dropped back.
Everybody's starting to sort of spread out just a little bit here. Maybe give each other some laps to breathe and just take a mental break, but nope. Everybody's right back.
Waterfire again, really heavily defending Dawson on the entry of turn 1. Not something a lap car should be doing.
It was okay race. You cannot, however, block like you lead in this race.
Especially when it comes to a championship, you know, you definitely want to make sure that you're not affecting the outcome. Oh no, here we go. This is where it's going to get interesting. Yeah, Dawson just pulls out there. He realizes there's a long way to go and doesn't want to sort of push the subject at all with Waterfire. Seems like Waterfire is being rather difficult about this.
You have to imagine if Waterfire ends up being the reason Dawson loses out another championship, there will be some words exchanged after the race.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. So he has to be very careful about how he goes about this Waterfire. He does have to race. He still wants to win. He's got to get within that lap back if there is a caution, which you can understand, but you don't want to be blocking down on the entry so aggressively like that.
It's kind of interesting.
Pick your lane, stick to it.
He doesn't seem to be racing GhostxReaper quite the same way as he is Dawson.
No, he's not. I've noticed that. Definitely, yeah. He's definitely racing Dawson a lot more aggressively than what he's racing Ghost, but that also might be because he's not ahead of Ghost. So if he does get ahead of him, it would be interesting to see how that works out. I do feel like this is currently a ticking time bomb.
Well, of course it is with this type of pack racing. It's just a matter of laps before shit hits the fan.
Okay, there we go. He's down the inside. He's made the move, and he's there. He's got the pass done. That's clean enough. Now he's got to give way back on the inside, which he almost didn't do. Yeah, look, there's Dawson having to go all the way almost down below the yellow line just to keep Waterfire behind him. And now it looks like Culture's come on up the inside of Waterfire. They're 3 wide pinch. Waterfire's on the middle lane. Water coming up there, giving Dawson a push. Looks like Culture's getting a little bit fed up with him. Yeah, Culture's starting to really give Waterfire the bump. I think whatever had to be said's been said, and yeah, it's now on between. It's very odd that this shouldn't be happening to begin with. What Water should be doing is just sitting at the back of this pack. being a lap car.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the pack is so spread out. The odds of a caution are incredibly unlikely, and you're already 2 laps down anyway. It's basically a lost cause, so. Every time the camera goes behind the cars with the sun setting, it looks like they're all sparking.
I mean, there's some distance to go, but it's you definitely don't want a lap car up in there causing problems this late in the race, and also this late in the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keeping a very close eye.
3-4 weeks ago, this type of racing might have been acceptable, as the championship picture hadn't been fully formed by me had, but, you know, anything still could have happened. But at this point, it's do or die for these two drivers. So, you really shouldn't. I mean, you just gotta race with more respect.
Oh, we got a car sitting on the track in the back. It was Jody just sitting in the middle of the track. What happened there?
I don't know.
I've got a feeling we might have a red flag here. It's either a red flag or a caution, and Jody was involved in the wreck.
He is moving, but barely. He has all kinds of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, rightio. So he was definitely involved in a wreck then.
Trying to look through the back markers here could have been with possibly Wayne? No. He was in 7th, so it could have been with Royally Stoned, I guess. Hard to tell.
Yeah, it is a bit difficult to tell. We'll find out afterwards, I'm positive. I'm just going to take a quick break and make myself something to eat. It was who? Dubs?
He has damage as well, so. Yeah, under caution here. I don't really expect anybody to pit, as they cannot make it to the end from 2. It would be about 45 laps. So you gotta go another 10 to 15 laps if I had to guess before the pit window opens. Unless they wanted to pit solely to get freshes on the bottom of the cars. While we are under caution, let's take a look through the field at fastest laps again. Tails is a 44.0, GhostxReaper with a 44.0, the Duke with still at the same 44.001, Dawson is not improved, still at 43.639. 43.7 for Jaden Culture. Taylor has a 42.9. Royally Stone is a 42.8. Hockey has a 44-1. Rust the Best is a 44-1. Nebo has a 44-3. Frosted has a 42-9. Gentry on Ice has a 42-8. Black has 44-0. Dubs has a 44-1. Waterfall is a 44-1. And Interesting has a 44-1. So, split strategy here. Looks like JD and Culture are, it changes every second it gets. But the top 6 stay out while the bottom half of the field pretty much, at least those on the lead lap, come and got some pits. And Black Yellow, so 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, all pitted while the top 6 stay out.
I think the point of what Dawson was actually doing for the first half of the race by sitting at the back there was to gain the fastest lap. Because don't you get a point for the fastest lap?
Yes, it does. So, as it sits, he has a
So what he might
3-point
have been
advantage.
doing, yeah. So what he might have been doing for the first half of that race, if he's trying to go for fastest lap to get that extra point. So if he does finish behind Ghost, he may still very well find himself winning the championship.
It is a 3-point gap, Ghost, if he is to maintain that fastest lap. Ghost would have to finish 3 spots ahead of him. I believe it comes down to count back on wins, correct? If it's tied?
Yeah, equal points. It's a count back on wins.
Yes, and Ghost does have that. Ghost does have a count back 2-1, so each of them holding an advantage in their own way late in the season. So we're possibly going to form up this time and then go green next time, I'm assuming. Or maybe we're going to form up in the back. We have a couple of guys coming down to get some pits again, just to...
Waterfire just coming off that last corner, just way too fast. Just absolutely flew through that last corner and overtook some cars there. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm not 100% sure whether the stewards are going to look into that. But yeah, that should not have happened. That was not on. You can't overtake cars in front of you while under caution, and he most definitely did. They're not making much of a difference, to be honest, but it could make the difference on what side he starts on this restart.
It doesn't look like he has seeded those positions. So we are forming up, we're getting ready to go back green. Taze with the car on the inside and GhostxReaper on the outside. While you were away, the top 6 did not pit. 7th through 11th did, and we just saw JDM Culture pit coming to the formation lap. Who's that on the inside? Is that? Yeah, that's.
It's a Waterfire.
What?
Just being silly.
Looks like he gave the positions.
I'm going to be sending a direct message here.
At Sunset Peninsula with about 44 laps to go. Let's go on board with one of the most exciting people to watch, PRG Black, as the sun rises from it. going down the backstretch. Talking to GhostxReaper earlier this week, I asked him if he had any plans of going for the fastest lap, and he said even if he did, he still needs to finish ahead of Dawson, so he wasn't too concerned about the fastest lap. He said he's more concerned about the race win, so Dawson definitely taking advantage of that and getting the fastest lap. I don't particularly foresee anybody beating a 43.69 late in this race.
No, definitely that's going to be a time that probably won't be toppled, especially this late. These guys are going to just be focusing on getting towards the pointy end now and beating each other on track just to decide how things shake out.
Once again, if you are just joining us and would like to be a part of a race in action come next season in January, we do have a Discord. If you're interested, there will be a link in the description below for both the NASCAR and GT Discord. Also, Adam is starting a server for Star Citizen, if that's up your alley. Can put a Discord link down there as well.
Thank you for the plug. I appreciate it.
Yeah, why not? We're all in the action. Thank you for having me on in the later half of this season. It's been fun.
No, it's been an honour having you here, mate. At least I can rely on you to show up week in, week out. You put in the best effort that you possibly can, and that's all I can ever really ask from the streamers. And at least you stick around, which is a good thing. So I'm glad to have you on board, and I hope you'll be on board for next season as well.
Yeah, I don't know if sticking around is necessarily a good thing. That basically just means I don't have a life.
Well, better to be alive than kicking.
I guess, yeah. Three wide. You can tell it's getting later in this race as these cars are starting to become a little bit more racy. What you eating?
Some chicken. Some pork noodles. Yeah.
So,
Really professional, aren't I?
yeah. Snacking on the job.
Yep.
That's alright if I had $1 for every time I saw the NASCAR commentators eating hot dogs or ice cream or whatever on the air, I'd be freaking rich. Was that 5 wide for a minute there? I think that might have been 5
I believe
wide.
so.
Damn, I didn't even realize Link is on the lead lap, but only just. I didn't realize GhostxReaper actually had the lead. Kind of acting as kind of a toad for GhostxReaper, not really letting anybody of significance by, other than the Duke. Nebo trying to push Duke to the lead on the outside, whereas GhostxReaper is technically P2, but pushing Link the Racer on the inside. We're getting close to their fuel window. We're going to be able to make it to the end of this race on tire, or on fuel, excuse me. Tires too, but about 23% in the tank for GhostxReaper, so you could probably do another 8 to 10 laps on fuel. Or 7 to 10. As he retakes the lead. If I'm Dawson, I'd be a little bit worried right now, being just right back in the pack, who hasn't really made any moves. I haven't really seen him try to make any moves. I know he's probably just hanging back and letting things play out, but I would not want to be in that position with just a couple laps to go. Contact for JDM Culture with Duke and Link the Racer, forcing GhostxReaper to go to the outside with momentum 4 wide momentarily, 4 wide again. P2, excuse me. GhostxReaper getting shuffled out now. Once in a comfortable position, but not so much anymore. Let's see if he can make his way back to the front.
Alright, sorry, back again. Grabbing myself something else to eat. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look here. We've got Dawson and Taze up front now. It's all getting very interesting. We've only got about 30 laps to go. So, and look at the pack. My goodness me. This is getting interesting.
Yeah, you missed it. As I was saying, Dawson was hanging out in the back. We got pit stops. Nebo, Frosty, and Rusty Best taking an early stop, maybe getting less fuel. Link the Racer goes around. Dawson and Ghost make a little contact. And look who's right there. Right behind him, it's Wildfire. Once again. You gotta believe they're gonna race Wildfire pretty hard to keep him behind them, as he's not gonna wanna give up on getting that lap back the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, absolutely. That entire top 7 is covered by basically 1 second. And then we've got obviously the cars that have dropped back a little bit, plus some lap cars in between them. Yeah, looks like Water's still in there, still being a pest. And just trying to get himself unlapped. How many laps down is he now?
He's only 1 lap down. He is trying to do it
Okay.
like the days of Dale Sr., where you had to fight for it like a man. way back when there used to not be a lucky dog. I know we have a modified version of the lucky dog here in PPRL, where everybody gets
I
to
really
luck
do
it.
think with 10 to go, cars that are lap down should have to sit behind the pack. That would be how I would address it for sure. But whether or not that's how Water will deal with it, I don't know. But he definitely cannot get another lap back if he's at lap 150 and still a lap down. So if it gets to that point, he will need to drop back. I imagine Dawson will make that very clear.
Link the Racer as well, also being a lap down there on the outside. Here comes GhostxReaper. Taze.
He's in by himself.
No, Taze and the Duke.
No, Taze and Duke have gone in as well. Okay, so that's interesting. All right, let's see how this shuffles out, because Dawson is basically out there right now with Waterfire, with Link,
Black
and with JDMX.
and Black as well as in the back.
Yes, he is too. Yeah, sorry, you're right about that.
I don't
So
think
Jody
I've
there
ever
too.
known.
Makes you wonder. It makes you wonder whether or not they'll come in this lap. Then
Nope.
no, they're not. They're staying out.
Okay, so let's keep an eye. Let me pull up the exact times. GhostxReaper is 35.1 seconds behind the group. And it looks like they're just coming out of the pits. So they'll lose a little bit more time as they get up to speed. Approaching 37 seconds back of Dawson, our leader. So we'll keep an eye on that gap whenever they do pit.
Dawson just has to try and control this pair ahead of him to make sure they don't trip over each other. How much tyre does Dawson have left?
Dawson has. He's only gone through 23% on his right, so I imagine he's probably on the hard tire.
Yeah. So I would understand from here. It's very possible that if he can maintain speed between those two cars in front of him and not be slowed down, not be held up, he could very well stay out for quite a lot longer and try to build a gap on GhostxReaper and Taze. Yeah, I believe it's GhostxReaper, Taze, Duke, and Nebo and Frosted. Is it that are in a group together?
Yes, and Wes, I believe. Wes
Okay,
is
so
also in
we've
the back.
basically got equal groups here right now. We've got about 5 cars in each group.
And since they came out of the pits and got up to speed, GhostxReaper and company have lost about another half a second to 0.6 of a second. So that would be the draft that they've lost essentially to this pack.
But yeah, it could possibly be, and also added into the fact that that Dawson is running a lower fuel number at the moment. He could be gaining much quicker lap times at the moment, but it really depends as well on the cars in front of him and when they're going to pit, because he needs to go in with them.
He'll also be putting in less fuel, meaning less time on pit road.
That's right.
Let me look at Waterfire just to see he has got less fuel, I believe. He has 30% fuel. And if I look at Dawson has 35%, so fairly similar. Only about 2 laps difference. Shouldn't make much of a difference. That gap has grown to about 37.8 seconds. So he's gained nearly a full second since GhostxReaper and company have gotten up to speed. As we go back and look at them, they're not really nicely formed, quite like everybody else's. They seem to be a lot racier. Now we get more in line. trying to push each other. I think the fastest way is actually to be beside each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're coming onto the last corner here. We've got Dawson still in that pack and making pretty good time. Just checking as he crosses the line here. What was the lap time last time for GhostxReaper?
A 44.3, and compared that to Dawson, I have
43.9.
So it looks like they're
Yeah.
gaining.
They are gaining a lot. Yeah, they're gaining a lot actually. By the time that they pit, they may very well have a gap already built up where he'll be well outside that bubble.
Excuse
So
me?
this might very well work out perfectly for Dawson.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, gaining 4/10 a lap just about at this stage.
About to cross the line again for Dawson, and he has just done a 44.2.
To a 44.0 for GhostxReaper.
Okay, so they're bringing it back down. So still on the average though, Dawson is gaining time, and we also have another pack that they're coming up on the back of now. I believe Taylor is the rear car of that pack. So we're about to have what looks like an 8-car pack, all single file.
Now they're a little bit racy.
And that's Gen 3 up there in the middle, up next to Taylor.
Dawson does not want to see a caution here. As like you said, they've built a gap, so they will more than likely come out a second ahead.
43.8 that time around for Dawson. What's Ghost doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was on. Ghost did a 44.3 basically.
Okay, so yeah, Dawson is making up a lot of time here, and yeah, I think when Ghost pits and comes out, I think he's going to notice that he might not be in draft anymore. So if there's no more cautions, I think Dawson has this wrapped up.
Exactly, GhostxReaper, they've lost about a second and a half since getting up to speed. The gap is beginning to 38.3 seconds. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the lead backer car, which is Taysbot at this moment in time. What did Dawson run last lap,
So he's gone 44.3 this lap.
Okay, that's basically what these guys are running. So they've stabilized at least for the time being.
Question is, when will Dawson pit?
He's done a pit with one of the other guys there. When, Link.
Yeah, when Waterfire and Link pit. Yeah, he'll probably communicate that with them as to when he's going in, because they will want to stick around. Okay. This next pit stop is going to decide the championship, so I hope you're ready for it, because sparks are about to go off one way or another. Oh, geez, look out. Waterfire is getting a bit twitchy there on the outside. It looks like Dawson has now linked up with Link the Racer. Now the last thing they need is Waterfire getting into a fight back there. He just needs to sort of just sit in line.
They've got about 5-6 more laps. Excuse me, 7 more laps until they get out of the caution. So
Yeah.
it's going to be tight. Race manipulation. Race manipulation. Come on, where's the phantom debris caution? Oh, they're gaining back. They've got under 38 seconds. So they're actually starting to gain back.
Okay, well, last lap Dawson just hit a 44.2.
We have a 43.9 for GhostxReaper. And Taze
Okay, so yeah, They're moving. They're starting to get back now. So if Dawson's going to pit, I think now is probably the right window for it.
If he stays out any much longer, they definitely risk losing another couple of tenths. By my calculation, they only need to gain another tenth or so on Dawson and company, and they'll be back in this draft, and it's anybody's game.
44.2 that lap by Dawson.
44-1 for these guys.
Okay, so they are definitely making some inroads. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this turns out. I think the advantage that Dawson has is he has track position. So then I think that's obviously quite intentional. So as long as he has track position, he might be able to dominate near the end. So this strategy could work out very well for Dawson, but we'll see.
I imagine Dawson's using manual gears, so it's going to really depend on how he gets through the gears, getting up to speed as well.
How many laps of fuel has he got left?
Dawson?
Yep.
One, maybe two.
Okay, so I'd say he's probably going to box this lap.
So he's coming this lap indeed.
Yeah, so he just last lap was a 44 dead. I'd say for sure that they're going to be pitting this lap.
Yeah, it was a 44-2 for GhostxReaper and company.
Yeah.
44-0 for...
No, he's staying out. He's staying out.
So
Okay.
Let me look at his fuel again then.
Oh, no, he shouldn't have done that. He just went a 44.380. He doesn't have all that pack pushing him now. He should have pitted that lap. He has to pit now. He's got no choice. Yeah, so they've gained back there. So this is interesting. Yeah, Dawson should have pitted last lap. But anyhow, we're about to find out where this is all going to shake out, and it's going to be very close.
GhostxReaper's pack is also starting to thin out just a little bit. Dawson stays out again? No, he comes this time. He comes this time.
Yeah, I'm saying surely he's got to go in. All right, here we go. 12 laps to tie the championship. This is going to be intense.
GhostxReaper going to have the draft off of Link here, and Link was in that pack of cars, so that kind of gives you an idea of about where they should come out in relation to Dawson. A capital update, I assume, once they cross the line. Dawson now moving, exiting the pits now, as these guys are just past the finish line on the front stretch. About a quarter of a turn separate these guys. 4 seconds and dropping.
I tell you what, I think Dawson's got this. I really think Dawson has this.
3 seconds. He took less
Yes,
fuel.
so there we go. The overcut is what, but does he have enough fuel to get to the end?
Let's look. Yeah, he has more than enough. He has about 50%.
Okay, well fantastic. So he's got enough to get to the end. This will be interesting now to see if they've just got, it's just a 2-car pack out front, whether or not these two can just push themselves to the end without getting caught by that pack behind, because based on their distance that they're at right now, they could very well catch them.
Exactly.
I believe, how many cars are in that pack? Savage is about 5?
1, 2,
6
3,
cars
4,
in that
6.
pack. Yep. Either way, Dawson does have track position, so this strategy has definitely worked out for him.
But they're gonna catch
And
him
I
at
can
the
tell you
top of
right
the
now,
speed.
Ghost is going to be on the blower to these guys, telling them to tuck in, don't do anything silly, just get in behind me, push me. I'm really excited to see how this ends, because I do believe that pack is going to catch probably with about 3 to go.
Just to make things a little more interesting, no more cautions.
Yeah, no more cautions too. So that's another very interesting outcome. Now, Culture has to get right up into the back of Dawson, and I mean not left, not right, right up into the back of him. And, well, a little bit of a bump on the straight, definitely on the corners, but you can see that pack is catching, and they are catching rapidly. I would say it's going to be probably in about 2 laps' time. They're going to be right on the back of JDMX Culture.
What did Dawson run last night? Or let's see what he runs this time, guys.
Well, he's about to cross the line now, and his lap time is a 44.523.
Okay, so they picked up half a second. He ran a 44.021 GhostxReaper did.
Yeah, so and basically by the end of this lap or the next lap, that they're going to be caught. So this is going to come down to the last 7 laps of pure dedication, concentration. Culture's there to help. Is there to help. He's there, buddy, in Dawson, his old friend. And obviously, look, Ghost got some help there as well. So let's see how that all shakes out.
Yeah, I honestly think it's going to be GhostxReaper because as soon as they get in that draft, it looks like they've done that just about. So they're going to have a full head of steam using their draft where they'll be able to go inside or out when they get
Absolutely, yeah. You can see there that Taze is actually playing the pick for Ghost. He's just playing that pick nice and comfortably. He's not trying to cause any issues there for Ghost, just trying to push him up.
there. And they're there.
And here he is. He's there. And now it's JDMX Culture's job to try and make Ghost's life very, very difficult with 7 to go in the championship.
This is what it comes down to. This is why we watch. Could it be any closer? Dawson with a huge
Oh,
break
wow.
way to the inside.
Yeah, he just cut right down the inside. Culture's going to give him a lot of... Yeah, Culture definitely is going to make it very difficult. So is Taze. And Kunibo in there as well. So I would say at this stage, Dawson's got a little bit more help.
Dawson with a slight advantage, I would say. Being in that pack, basically at this point, GhostxReaper, it's a must-win for him at this point in time, because there's not really enough positions for Dawson to lose for GhostxReaper to get the win, or to get the win without winning the race.
He's just giving the door slightly to Dawson there. Dawson's got a run on the inside of Ghost. He's taking that run. He is going to throw it there, so Ghost better be careful. 3 wide on entry. Still 5 to go. Those boys, yeah, they're going to get the elbows are already out, but you can definitely, they will not do anything silly, I believe, until about the last lap of the race. Oh, he's trying back down the inside. He's got the inside. It's really, really important that you have the inside here so you can get the exit. Oh, Dawson's dropped down way below the yellow line there. Ghost isn't going to like that. Looks like he's getting a push here. I think it's by Nebo. Yep, Nebo is right there pushing his teammate.
So is Taze.
There we go. Ghost goes. Yeah, there we go. So Ghost drops down to cover off Dawson.
Thing is, at this point, JDM Culture could go for the win to help his teammate, but also he has Taze behind him, and Taze is not going to push JDM Culture. He's going to go to the outside.
Culture's going to try and get the win here. Of course he will, because there's a 5-point gap between first and second. So if Culture can get the win and Dawson's just behind Ghost, Dawson's the champion. So if anything, Dawson wants Culture to win as badly as he wants to win right now.
Big block to the inside.
Boy, big block to the inside, but that's okay. They pulled out of it. Onto the entry. Oh, this is why we do this. This is amazing racing. If they finish the way they are right now, Ghost will be champion. If whoever wins is going to be champion, if it's one of them two.
You don't need any silly gimmicks to get this good racing. Look at that. They each have a teammate pushing them right now. Nebo with Dawson. Tails with Ghost. Does Ghost go low? He does not.
He's gonna. He's. No, I'm surprised he hasn't cut down there. I would have definitely cut down if I was in his position there. I'm not sure if Dawson can do it. Ghost. I feel like Ghost has the pace at the moment, but Nebo is pushing him. So let's just see how this sort of shakes out. I guarantee you they're going to be door banging across the line.
I do think the outside is the preferred line, especially off of turn 4, because if you want, you can pinch that inside car and not get quite as good of a run.
Now what Dawson has to do here on entry is to get up alongside Ghost as much as he can and then turn in late. And that's
Just
exactly
like
what he
that.
did. Good corner, good corner. He's just got to get Nebo to push him here on exit. And that's what Nebo's doing.
He's not quite able to close up to the back of GhostxReaper like GhostxReaper wants. Bunch of cars go below the yellow line. That's
Oh, look out. We've got a little bit of contact there. A little bit of contact there. I don't know what that was about. It
Nebo
seemed
gets
like
a
it wasn't
flag of
anything
Dawson.
intentional.
Excuse me,
You know what's
Tails.
going to happen here? If Taze and Ghost are in the lead on this last lap, 100% Taze is going to give the win over to Ghost, so he wins the championship. Oh, this is insane. Okay, we're
Yeah,
3
we got
wide on
that.
entry. Oh wow! Now, what I wonder here is the experience of Dawson going to win through? Is it going to win through? Because he's been
Dawson
doing this for
wants the
so long
outside.
now.
Dawson
He's on the
gets
inside
slow.
now, though. He's got the inside now. That's what he wants. He wants to get it. This is where it gets dirty. You have to. You win it. You're racing for a championship. Get your elbows out into that door of that car. Not too heavily, though. Just a little tiny nudge. And Dawson knows what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. He's got JDM on the inside, giving him the push. But Ghost is
Come
going to have
on.
the exit. Oh, this is on. It's win. Dawson is your
Dawson!
champion.
No, wait,
No,
go.
wait, no.
Wait,
No,
wait,
Ghost.
wait,
What?
wait. It did this to us at Indy. It did this to us at Indy. Where the winner was not actually the winner. It gave us the wrong result. Let's
Yeah.
see.
I'm going to have to pop over into the chat,
Hold
into the
on.
call.
Do you want me to go with you?
No, it's all right. It's okay.
Alright. Guys, we don't know what's going on at this moment in time. Who won this race? It's showing Ghost. It's showing GhostxReaper. Holy. We're waiting a word.
I'll put my camera back on.
He's back.
Is my camera on the stream?
Yes, you're good. You're on.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, we'll just wait for let's just wait for Dawson to get in here.
Do we have a champion?
Yes, I think it's this Dawson. Dawson had him by about 3 feet across the line.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
Yeah, you're about 3 feet across the line. Geez, it was close, but yeah, you did have him because he had JDM right up his bumper, up the back of him, and that's what got him across the line in first place. But we can go over it afterwards. Stuart, we'll go over the footage of the stream afterwards. But yeah, from what I could see, it was about 3 feet, and Savage was in agreement too. Yeah, it was definitely he was in first place across the line. Alrighty, so but we'll fully 100% confirm afterwards, guys. Let's get the podium interviews started. Who was it that crossed the line in third place? It was you, JDM, wasn't it, Mr. CR?
Yeah, it was JDM.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey, buddy. I think yeah, you need to start popping some champagne right now because you just pushed Dawson to the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it was pretty exciting there. Yeah, so yeah, he got there in the end, and honestly, it was so close across the line. The game was telling us that it was Ghost, but in fact, Dawson did have it by about 3 feet. Can you tell us what was going through your head there at the end, there, CR or JDMX, whatever?
Yeah. I mean, I really wanted to win. It would have been cool to have 3 wins instead of 2 this season. I mean, I'm not like under teammates, like under a team with Dawson, but I've raced with him for so long. So if I didn't work with him throughout the season, it just wouldn't feel right if I didn't try to help him. Known him for too many years.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think it's a little bit poetic how the top 3 of this race is top 3 in the points too. So it shows that we deserve to be up here in a way.
Yeah, 100%, definitely, mate. And look, good race today, and we'll definitely see you there next season, alongside everybody. And it'd be great to have you there for the whole season next season to see if you can grab yourself a championship. You're a lot better than back in the day, from what I can remember. So you've definitely moved up a lot, and I'm looking forward to see how you perform next season. Let's move on to second place in the championship. Obviously, got to just reconfirm after the race. I'll go over everything to be 100% sure, but I'm about 90% sure already. Second place today is GhostxReaper, second in the championship, mate. How are you feeling?
Felt a little bit better earlier in this race, about turn 2 in the backstretch. I was feeling very confident, but I mean, what can you do? Racing.
Yeah, exactly, mate. That's it. Racing's racing, isn't it? Look, about 2 to 3 feet across the line, it was one of the closest finishes I've ever seen in this joint, especially one of the closest ends to the last race of the season for sure. And obviously the difference there is if you had have won, you would have won the championship, but it wasn't the case. But given this is your first full-time season, you've done exceptionally well for yourself and for ABR. So thank you very much for coming along, and thank you very much for your efforts this season. And I'm sure we're going to see even better next.
Thank you.
All good. Okay, well, it's been nearly 10 years. I'd say 7, actually, about 7 or 8 years. Dawson, mate, I know coming into it you were very confident. You're confident all season long. You're obviously putting in the hard yards there and proving to everybody that you deserve to have that championship and to finally have it now and to have won it by such slim margins. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome feeling there. Man, what a close battle all season long for the championship, and all the way down to the very last lap, very last turn, coming all the way to the line. Man, I didn't know those guys were gonna catch back up to us. Me and Culture were on such a good strategy there. We took mediums, second to last stop, then went gas only. We were able to get a 3-second lead on them coming out of the pits with about 10 to go, and man, they ran us down quick. And as soon as they were starting to catch us, I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be good. But yeah, fought it out to the very end, the very last corner, and did what I had to do to win the championship.
Yeah, look there. Obviously, at the end, the most important thing was you extended your stint, which actually worked out for you because it gave you track position, which more often than not is definitely a massive advantage to have when you're exiting. So, yeah, that was a really good call on strategy, even if they did get caught up to you because it gave you track position upon their rejoin. But all in all, mate, about 2 to 3 feet across the line, you just had him. Take us through your thoughts throughout the season. Did you ever have any doubts about yourself, and just talk to me about what happened this season, and just go over it. Give us a story.
Yeah, just try to be really consistent. I knew we were at a lot of drafting style tracks, old school package, flat out around most of these tracks. So knew that there was going to be some opportunities there for a lot of different winners and a lot of variety, and a lot of different people up towards the front of these races at the end with the pack racing style. A lot of big wrecks could happen. So my goal was just to be really consistent, just try to be in that lead pack at the end of the race, try to fight for top fives, fight for top tens, be aggressive to go for a win when I need it, or if I feel like I'm quick enough to go for one. But just try to have that consistency all week, all season long. I don't think I finished outside the top 10 at all this season. I think Ghost maybe had one outside the top 10, so he was pretty consistent as well. So he definitely pushed me to get better results, and yeah, it was just an awesome battle.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it was a brilliant season all season long, especially the battle between you and Ghost. And look, next season, obviously, we've got a lot more full-time drivers coming in, so the competition is going to be a lot more fierce, especially with Taze and CR being here full-time, among others that are going to be joining the fray as well. Anyway, thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Thank you for coming along to PPRL this season. I'll be now handing over ownership to my good old friend here, Dawson, and I'm going to disappear into the distance, whereas by the distance as in Star Citizen, yeah, I'm gonna head on out and get in my spaceship and go join good old Crazy. So you might remember we started our own navy over there. So anyway, if you do need to talk to me, I'm always here. Just drop me a DM or something. And thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. And one last congratulations to Dawson, mate. It's been 7 years, but brother, you're here now. You're finally a champion. Let's go get some more.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it. Yeah, and thanks to everybody who participated in a race this season in PPRL. I think we had really big car counts every week, and probably the most drivers who made at least one start ever in a season. I think we had over 40 or 50 people that attended, and we had a lot of guys who were able to complete, like quite a bit of the races, at least 80% of the races, and we haven't seen that before. So and to have a championship battle come all the way down to the final race in a season-long points format, it's really cool.
It is fantastic. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you very much to Savage Speeder for doing our streaming. I imagine he's going to be on it full-time next season as well. Anyway, great to have you all here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next season, watching you guys. I'll obviously still be watching. I'm not going to be gone, but I'll be watching from the sidelines. And yeah, so fantastic. Thank you very much. We'll see you next season. I believe the championship will probably start in January, but keep an eye on the announcements page. Dawson will let you all know. Yeah, for now.
Yeah, congratulations to Dawson for winning that championship. Close race at the end. The game decided the winner was Ghost, but I think we all know who it was in the end, just based on the looks, visually. That's been season 22 of the NASCAR PPRL Championship. I will be racing next season. At least I hope to. I will still maybe stream here and there, but I think I'll be racing at the very least part-time, so you won't see quite as much of me. But it's been an honor and a blast, and I will catch you guys in Daytona, probably for the All-Star race. Peace out.